Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Put Your Recap On, 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 Put Your Recap On. Okay, we're gonna recap America's Got Talent, the second week of the semifinals. Hello, my love. And by the way, I composed that song, so not a great singer, but we'll talk about the different acts, the 11 different acts, because there were some really good acts, and we'll get through them, and we'll go into my top acts. Okay, so first up was Waffle Dance Crew. Waffle stands for We Are Family for Life Entertainment Dance Crew. There were Simon Cowell's going to buzzer, and unfortunately, Simon Cowell has not been there the last two times that they've been there, including this time. And so unfortunately, last time they had to go into the Duncan save. Very unfortunate. I think they're a very good dance crew. I personally think that their audition was a little better. I thought they were very good last night. The choreography, um, the way they worked the lot that they were using in the different machinery and the like. I thought it was very cool, and there were different acts, and they did do different things with the cap and the feet, and the choreography was great for the most part. I think the audience was a little better because of the surprise factor, but I think they did step it up a little. But maybe a little they stepped it up, but I think they're good. I think they're one of the better dance acts of the season, except for maybe Bad Sauce, which we'll get into. So then we have act number two. Um, and this act, her name is Kennedy Dodds. Kennedy Dodds is a country singer, songwriter, composer, pianist, and probably she plays guitar because it seems everyone who plays piano here plays guitar. It is very common. But Kennedy Dodds, so she writes her own songs, and last night she actually did not. I don't think it was an original last night, but she did a great job. I don't think she's the strongest vocalist in the competition, but I think she's one of the stronger vocalists in the competition. So she's really good. You know, she the only thing is I can't stand that white microphone. Looks so like a kid's microphone that I just can't stand it. Looks like a kid's microphone. I don't know why she uses such a microphone. I mean, it's good quality, but looks like a kid's microphone, not kids karaoke microphone. That's the only thing. I don't know what the deal, but she always is. She's been singing these beautiful songs the last two performances, and each have been in some sort of beautiful place with beautiful scenery and wildlife, and just with her and the piano and some plant and some trees around her and bushes. I think she was good. I think she's one of the stronger singers, not one of the strongest, but one of the stronger singers. And I think she's a big contender. I think she deserves to go through. Next, we have Max Major, who is a mentalist, and not the biggest fan of him. A lot of people were condemning his last act because they thought it was fake, and they thought, well, all magic is fake. No magic is real. No, I don't know why Simon Cowell believes in magic, but it's just not true. Magic is fake. I mean, the tricks I didn't know were real, but they're tricks. Meaning they're not real magic, but they're tricks. And the big controversies this week, there was another controversy, believe it or not. And the big controversy this week was the fact that the girl he did a trick with numbers. He asked people to pick random numbers. And Heidi, who was the assistant, put them on the board. And number one There was not much social distancing being enforced here, unfortunately. But and then he asked someone to, well, actually, he asked first the family, to the family in the audience, the virtual audience, to pick a random number. So first the mother picked a random number, and then one of the girls called out the number, and it sounded like the girl had called out 13, and Max Major said 14. And first of all, no one objected, not even the family. They didn't even like raise their hands or anything. Um, and Heidi didn't seem to really notice or care. And people are saying like, yeah, it's because probably she probably did say 14. It was probably easier to hear when you were in this on the stage itself and in the audience. But it's a little fishy. I will say that it is a bit fishy. Um, and but it is what it is. And it worked out either way because when Heidi put the ball onto the roulette wheel, whatever it is, it landed on number 13. Um, and then in the end, he had a sign above Universal Studios. And he said, "You can go see it. It's there. It wasn't just put up. It was there the whole time." And I was not a big fan. His presentation wasn't great, and his stage presence is okay. I thought his stage presence last time was better. Just the act wasn't as good. But it is what it is. I don't think he deserves to go through. I just don't think he's fit for I don't know how he made it this far. I don't think he's fit for it. Okay, next you have Bellow Sisters. Now Bellow Sisters. I don't know what kind of act they are. I don't know. They're like more of an acrobatic act than a dance act. I'm not the biggest fan of them, and the reason I'm not the biggest fan of them is mainly because of this. Because I like dancers, I like acrobatics, but when it's very slow act, because what they do is they get into different positions, and they show off their strength basically. Their talent is in their strength and the way they're contortionists also kind of, I guess. But it's a bit slow. Like it takes like 30 seconds for them to get into to their next position. And it's like 30 seconds of just nothing, just watching them moving around and barely doing nothing. And finally, after 30 seconds, you get the end result of them being in this really cool position. And it's a bit slow for me. Well, that's why I don't know. The judges seem to like them. They're unique. I mean, we've seen this kind of thing before. Last year, we had this kind of act last year, if I recall correctly, and it was a boy group, and it was pretty similar. So they're not that unique. Then next you have Selena Graves. Selena Graves is a singer. She's a pretty good singer. She definitely has the pipes. I don't think she's the greatest singer. I think Kennedy Dodds is better. I think she's good. I think she sang a very classic song, and it was a good performance. But I still can't get over that audition from X Factor that had Simon Cowell crying. And just like when you sing the song, like you have to have emotion. She's singing well. She has a good voice. She can sing. She has the pipes. I just, I'm just liking. I don't know. It was, and I like that. I really, really love that it's stripped down. I think she's very good. I just don't. There's something that I'm lacking. I'm not sure what it is. But personally, I think Selena Graves. I think she was good, and I think she's probably gonna make it through. They love her, and we'll see what happens. Jonathan Goodwin was next. And he completely surprised me, and he completely blew my expectations away. Now, I was not a fan of his last performance. His last performance, he um he got chained up and he had to unchain himself. How many times have we seen there was fire? Yay, who cares about the fire? The fire doesn't really do anything. Um, I mean, maybe it makes it a little bit more dangerous, but the mindset we've seen it so many times before, where act comes in and he's whether it's in a box, he goes into a box, whether it's in whatever it is, and the main point is that usually they chain themselves up. I've seen this so many times of acts chaining themselves up. Now it doesn't really matter whether they chain themselves up in a box or whether they chain themselves up in the air. The point is they're chaining themselves up, and the hard part is getting yourself out of those chains. So it's pretty much the same act. It's getting out of chains. Now the thing with someone like Houdini, he made it different each time. He made different chains and different amount of chains and the jacket, whatever that jacket's called. But Jonathan Goodwin, so he last week he got himself out of chains. I was not very impressed. We've seen it so many times, and obviously, like he said, he's never done it before. Which I don't believe he's never done it before. Maybe not specifically in the box, but that's not the point. The point is getting yourself out of the chains, and I'm sure he's gotten himself out of chains like that before. I was not impressed. We've seen it so many times before, and obviously it was on fire, and obviously there was drama because it didn't seem like it was going to make it, and I knew it was. I knew he was going to take his time because that's what you got to do. Otherwise, there wouldn't be any drama, and it wouldn't be a good act. This week, though, he did something unique, which I have personally, I don't think I've ever seen before on this show. Now he wasn't chained. Yes, granted that. But he was on suspended in midair on a zip line. He went on a zip line, um, and he was on the zip line hanging from his teeth. His teeth were hanging onto the zip line, and the zip line wasn't such. First of all, the zip line was on fire, and the zip line was such that it stopped halfway through. That way, halfway along the zip line, it stopped. It was meant to do that. And he was not only chained, but he was tied with his hands, which, okay, nothing too unique there. But I just thought, his stage presence is obviously good. His acts tend to be good because they have the danger factor, and they obviously they take their time because they wanted to make it seem like they're not going to make it, even though they are. And it's scary because what if they really don't make it? Then that's the problem. God forbid they don't. If they don't, if they really are suffocating, how am I supposed to know? Because I'm just going to assume always that if it's not going right, then it's just meant to be. They're just biding their time and just making it for the stage presence and for the, because how am I supposed to know whether it's actually going wrong or not? Because usually when they go wrong, I just assume it's part of the act and they're just faking it. How will I know? I don't know. But I thought it was really good with the zip line. I thought it was really unique. And the chaining part was not too unique. It was just the zip line part was unique. So I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was a much better step up. Which the last time I did not like his performance. I think he has a chance of going through. I wouldn't be last week. I was gutted that he went through. I didn't want him to go through, and he did go through, and I didn't want him to. But I hope this week I wouldn't be mad if he goes through. But next we have singer Christina Ray, who's Heidi Klum's golden mother. Christina Ray is a powerful vocalist. And yes, I will grant you that. Um, she is a powerful vocalist. She has a great voice. I just think, it's nothing unique. Her voice is not unique. I guess that's the way to put it. I think she's a great vocalist. She has powerful vocals. I'm not sure what Pay to Hear is saying. I think her voice is good. I don't think it's unique. I've heard it so many times on this show. I don't know the song so well, but I think she's good. I just don't think she really steps it up that much. I don't think her voice, like we already gave her, showed her powerful vocals. Like we don't, there's nothing. I was what I was expecting basically. And it's what I was expecting, and I'm kind of getting bored of her voice. That's just me. Um, But then we have Bad Salsa. Bad Salsa are an Indian dance. Two people, um, man and a woman, only in the dance relationship, not married or anything. And they're an Indian. Obviously, Indians are very good at dancing, and they are one of the fastest dance acts I've ever seen. And boy, did they bring it last night. I mean, I just love them. I think they do step it up, and that's really important. You have to step it up. You know, Jonathan Goodwin stepped it up. I think Selena Graves did step it up from last time, not by much. I think Kennedy Dodds did step it up. I think Waffle Crew have stepped it up in the past, and I think that's also really stepped it up each time. And they do different tricks. He spins her for longer, all kinds of things. I just really like them. I think they're gonna make it through. I don't think they're gonna win. Especially since they're not as good as The Unbeatable, who did not win. The Unbeatable was so much better and they didn't win. So I don't think they're gonna win, but I think they're gonna make it to the finals because the judges love them and America seems to love them. So we'll see what happens. Voices of Our City, Homeless Choir. Yes, you have to put the homeless in there because personally, I was not impressed last night. Last night, I don't know whether it was effects that they were using, but there were the vocals weren't that impressive last night. I have to say, there was harmony, but it was sounded like any other choir basically. I knew they sang a nice song, but I just think without their story, they would not be a contender. Without the story, they would not have gotten the golden buzzer. Without the story, they wouldn't have made it this far. I think just personally, and that's why I would say I don't think they're worthy of going to the finals. Again, it's up to America's decision ultimately, but I just don't think they're ready yet. I just don't think they're good enough. Okay. Next, we have the sword swallower, Brett Loudermilk. So Brett Loudermilk came on last night, and I was like, yay, he has good stage presence, and Sofia Vergara is very good for his act. Without Sofia Vergara, his act would not be great, and thank God that he is able to use Sofia Vergara because otherwise it would be horrible. Not horrible, but it wouldn't be particularly good. And then guess what? He uses Howie. And I guess he must have looked at the comics and realized that he can't keep on doing this. But he used Howie Mandel in his act. And his act was not sword swallowing. He swallowed an endoscope. And he was showing pictures of things that kids generally swallow, the top 20 things that kids swallow. And he said the thing that he swallowed was one of them. And he put the endoscope in his mouth, and it showed a picture on the endoscope screen, video, whatever it was. And it showed a picture of the endoscope inside of him. We went pretty deep down. Okay, not bad, not much different than the sword swallowing. I think the sword swallowing is probably harder. And then it showed a picture of a rubber duck in his throat, and he took the endoscope out and he started coughing, and the rubber duck came out. So it was very weird. I don't know if that was meant to be magic. It was different. It was weird. It was definitely unique. I just think it was weird, and except for that one thing where the duck came, I was like, what is this act? There's nothing here. Like a duck came out of your throat. That's it. It's cool, but hello, step up your game maybe. I like your sword swallowing better because I think that personally sword swallowing, there was a better stage presence when you had sword swallowing, and especially when you had Sophia up there. It was funny, with the trying to get close to Howie and making Howie touch the duck and the social distancing, like Owen and Howie was wearing gloves, and it was nice. It was funny, obviously, very nice. He managed to do it well, but I just don't think he's worthy of the final. Now, Daneliya Tuleshova, who is personally my favorite actor tonight, she is a 14-year-old singer from Kazakhstan. And she won The Voice in Kazakhstan. She won The Voice there. The Voice Kids, rather, not The Voice. The Voice Kids, she's still not eligible to on The Voice. She has to be 15 or over to perform on The Voice. But she's a very, very good singer. I think personally she's the strongest competitor right now. So I think right now, as of now, she is the strongest vocalist in the competition, and especially out of all the kids. And I think out of all the singers in general, I think her voice and her tone is just so good, so freaking good. And I think the way she uses her falsetto and she does it very softly, and then she has a high voice. She has a nice high voice, and it's powerful at times. But I like that she strips it back, and she really brings out the emotion in her voice. And I don't know whether she's doing it purposely, but her tone is just so incredible that I think she's the best vocalist in the competition, not just because of her vocal power and control, but because of her tone. And I would personally go see her. I don't know if I was paid to see her because I don't really pay to see acts. In general, I don't really pay to see these kinds of things, but I probably would pay to see her. I think she's just really, really good. Those were the acts for this week of the second week of semifinals. Next week will be the finals. Let me know down below in the comments below what you thought of my recap so far. And now we'll get into the top 5 acts. Personally, the acts that I would like to go through. Number 1 act would be Daneliya. I just think she's the greatest vocalist in the competition. I would love for her to win. Don't think she's gonna win. She's not from America. She is a kid. She is a singer. Singers, people think there's too many singers. There are a lot of singers this semifinal round. I think there will be a good amount of singers in the competition compared to other acts. I think Daneliya is the best vocalist. I think she deserves to go through. I just don't think she has that big of a fan base in America per se. She won the Voice Kids Kazakhstan, not the Voice Kids USA. That would be number 1. Number 2, I would say Bat Salsa. Why not put Bat Salsa through? I think they're very good. I don't think they're the best act of the season, but I think they are very good, and I would love to see them in the final. Even though I don't think they're going to win. I don't think they're going to be in the top 3 or anything. I think they deserve to be in the final. That's number 2. Number 3 would be Waffle Dance Crew. I think the Simon's Golden Buzzer. I'm hoping Simon Cowell gets back in the game in the finals and reps them up and gives them hype so they do make it farther. And I think the Simon's Golden Buzzer, they were worthy Golden Buzzer, and I think America loves them because they're unique and they're good. And they do unique dances like with the hat, flipping the hat from the foot head. And it's just really cool what they do. I just really like it. That's number 3. Number 4 would probably be Kennedy Dodds. Now, I don't think she's the strongest vocalist. I think she was one of the better acts of the night, though. And I don't want too many singers in the final. You know, we have already Archie Williams, and we have all of these the duo act, the country duo act, which I forgot their name right now. Broken Roots. Broken Roots. We have a good amount of singers in the semifinals. I don't want to have too many, but I think that would be number 4 is Kennedy Dodds. And number 5 is a hard choice. So it would have to be a tie. It would have to be a tie between Jonathan Goodwin and Selena Grace. I would say Jonathan Goodwin just because he's better. He's a better performer in general stage presence. I think Selena Grace may be better. I just think Jonathan Goodwin is a little bit more unique, and I think he could potentially really up his game because when you're crazy, then you're crazy. So it doesn't really matter how crazy you are because you're crazy. You would be willing to go all out. So he'd probably go all out, and I hope he goes all out if he makes it through. And that's what I would say is the top 5 acts I would say to make it through. If there were a Duncan save, I don't know exactly how many acts go through to the finals. Duncan save though probably put Selena Graves through, not Christina Ray. May sound surprising. I just like Selena Graves better. I just think she's more unique than Christina. That's why I like Selena better. And what did you think? What are your top acts that you want to go through to the finals from this week? And let me know who you think is going to win. I don't really know who's going to win yet, but it's a good question. I'd love to have a convo in the comments section below. Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Say hi, even HI, 3 seconds. I will reply to you, and we will talk about the results also. So have a wonderful, wonderful day, evening, night, or morning, wherever you are. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. And adios till next time.